Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be making my Game Week 6 EFL Championship predictions for the 25-26 season. Let's see how I did last week. Last week I only got 3 outcomes correct, so that is 3 points, taking my season total up to 26. And here is how the table looks after 5 game weeks. Without further ado, let's begin with this week's matches. And the first game up is Middlesbrough against West Brom, 2 sides that have been impressive this season. Middlesbrough is currently top of the table with 4 wins and a draw from their opening 5 matches. West Brom lost over the weekend, but they are still in the playoffs. I do like Middlesbrough at home, I do, but I also like West Brom this season. If I had to pick a winner here, I would pick Middlesbrough, because I've been impressed with them under Rob Edwards this season. But I'm going to sit on the fence with a 1-1 draw on game number 1. I can see both teams being happy with a point and taking one. And next up we've got QPR against Stoke. And Stoke under Mark Robins have been off to an impressive start this season. I think they are second in the table. And QPR I'm confused by, because I didn't like their chances after the international break. But then they went and beat Wrexham, I believe 3-1 the last game week. As for this one though, I do like QPR at home, but I've been impressed with what Stoke have done this season so far. And if I had to pick a winner here, I would pick Stoke. And I am going to. I'm going for a 2-1 Stoke win on this one. I've just been more impressed by Mark Robins and what he's done with the Stoke side this season, and I think they'll get the 3 points and keep pushing up the table, maybe to top spot. Next up we've got 2 more sides that have been impressive this season. It's Birmingham against Swansea. And this one's tricky, because I like Birmingham at home, but I've been impressed with what Swansea have done. They're in and around the playoffs, and I think I think they might push on this season and at least, try and make the playoffs again this season. But Birmingham are the home side, and I like Birmingham at St Andrews. As for this one, I am going to go for a Desmond, a 2-2 draw. I've been impressed with both sides so far, and I think a point would be beneficial for both to try and push on for the playoffs again. So 2-2 is where I'm going on this one. Next up we've got Leicester City against Coventry City. And now Coventry last week, they got that last minute equaliser against Norwich at the CBS. And Leicester, well, they keep winning at the minute. I like Leicester at the King Power. Leicester are impressive here, but Coventry have been doing great things under Frank Lampard here. I'm going to give them a result. Not quite the win, but I'm going to sit on the fence again with another 1-1 draw. I like what both sides have done this season so far, and I think they could both push on to at least playoffs. So 1-1 is where I'm going on this one. I'm sitting on the fence. I think both teams will shake hands and be happy with a point. Next up, we've got Blackburn Rovers against Ipswich Town. And I believe both these sides won last game week. Blackburn beat Watford 1-0, and Ipswich, they finally got their first win with a 5-0 hammering of Sheffield United. And I think, I know Blackburn are at home, but seen as Ipswich have started, and I've said times and time again this season that once Ipswich won a game, they'd go on a run. And I think this could be the start finally. I am going to back Ipswich to win this game. And not that I could see Blackburn pulling an upset here, but I think once Ipswich grind into gear, they'll get the results of the line. I'm not going heavy, I'm going 2-1 Ipswich, 2-1 to the away side. I think Ipswich just have too much quality in their tank, and I think Ipswich might get the win over the line. So 2-1 Ipswich is where I'm going on this one. And next up we've got Derby County against Preston North End. And both these sides have been fairly impressive this season. And Preston are pushing. I think they're just outside the playoffs at the minute. And Derby, I think could finish. I know I said they'd just survive in my updated predictions, but I think they could actually push on to mid-table this season. But this is a tricky match to predict because I've been impressed with Preston this season, but I like Derby at home. And I think with the fans, with the home support, I think Derby might get the result over the line. I'm going at 1-0 Derby. Both these sides like cagey results. I'm going just the one goal in this one to determine it, and I think that will be to the home side. And next up, we've got Hull against Southampton. And now both these sides, well, Hull got a last-minute draw against Swansea. That cost me a point in last week's predictions. And Southampton got the 0-0 draw against Portsmouth yesterday. This is another tricky one to predict, because it's like I said about Ipswich and Wrexham. Like, I think Southampton's another side. Once they grind into gears, they'll just start winning. And Hull I've seemed to underestimate a lot this season, and they're at home. I don't think this will be an easy one, but with the problems off the pitch, I do think Southampton have the better side. I'm going 2-1 Southampton on this one. I think Southampton will get the win over the line and keep pushing on. We need to now. Let's keep moving on, and 2-1 is where I'm going with Southampton here. And talking of the rivals, they're up next. Portsmouth against Sheffield Wednesday. And this is tricky, because I underestimate Sheffield Wednesday, but they've kind of fallen off a bit now. And Portsmouth, they keep scoring goals. I know they got a 0-0 draw against Southampton, but they seem like, at least throughout the first half, to be the better side. And I think they might not just get this over the line, I think they'll quite hammer Sheffield Wednesday here. Because one thing I keep reiterating, Portsmouth can score goals at home. And I like them at Fratton Park. And I'm going 3-0 Portsmouth. I'm going all my eggs in the Portsmouth basket in this one. And I think Portsmouth will start moving the chains. Next up, we've got Sheffield United against Charlton Athletic. And Sheffield United have just sacked their manager in Ruben Selles. Finally, I thought they'd give him till this game to prove himself, but they've sacked him. They are going to home with a new manager, and I'm not sure how that will work, especially against a Charlton side that's been very good under Nathan Jones this season. Oh, by the way, sorry for the bright light. That's window with the sun. But I am going to sit on the fence with this one. I think both sides are going to, because Sheffield United, I think they'll pick up their first point, and I think once things start to click, they might start moving up the table. But I've been impressed with Charlton. I'm going 1-0 again, a 1-0 draw on this one. I think both teams, Charlton will be happy with a draw at Sheffield United. I wouldn't put it past Sheffield United winning this match, but I'm going for a draw on this one. Next up, we've got Norwich City against Wrexham, and both these sides have been, Wrexham has had a couple wins this season. Norwich I've seemed to overestimate this season with the results they've got over the line. But they did impress me with the 1-0 draw against Coventry and held them off for so long at the CBS. And Wrexham I do prefer at home. So, with all that being said, I was tossing up a draw here, but I am going to back the home side here on this one at Carrow Road. 2-1 Norwich. I think Norwich will get the result over the line, and I think they're just about to, get another win. And I think defensively they are strong, and of course Josh Sargent can score goals, and I think Norwich will just get the win over the line, 2-1. Next up, we've got Bristol City against Oxford United, and Gerhard Struber's boys keep impressing this season. They thrashed Sheffield Wednesday over the weekend. Oxford, Also did get a draw against Leicester, but it was 2-2. They've been impressive, but I'm not sure if they'll go to Bristol City and get a win here. It's tempting for a draw, but I have been more impressed by Bristol City this season, and I think Gerhard Struber's boys will get another result over the line, another 2-1 win for Bristol City. I'm going to back the home side on this one. 2-1 is where I'm going. And then we move on to the final match. It is Millwall against Watford. Two sides that seem to like quite cagey results. But I do prefer both these sides at home, or at least Watford at home. And Millwall like to get cagey results over the line. Yeah. And Millwall, their defence is strong, and I think they are going to get the result over the line here. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a draw on this one, but I am going for the trusty Millwall 1-0. I think they will just get the result over the line. They might score a goal and then park the bus and get the 3 points. So 1-0 is where I'm going on this final match of the week. And there you have it, guys, all 12 matches done and dusted for another week. Make sure to like and subscribe and tap the bell icon up there for notifications so you never miss a video. We'll see how my predictions turn out this week, and I'll see you all later.